Guys, one of you guys asked me, and actually we were a Thurman fan, and you came and asked me about you're worried about Keith Thurman. That you think that Keith Thurman at his best would beat this Pacquiao quite comfortably. But you're not confident that this Thurman would beat Pacquiao, and you were asking me, do I think he's taken the fight too soon? Yes, I do. I think on his last performance, I think he really needed to fight another fighter. I think he needed to take another stern test. Maybe a bit a step up from Lopez. But I think in this current climate that we're in, I've mentioned this before with some British fighters as well, that the fans and the media don't really take too many easy fights. Now, Lopez wasn't an easy fight. That was a tough fight. But it's just a scenario where I think the fans now in today's time don't want to see guys take easy fights. They want to see them tested. They want to see them in hard fights. And unfortunately, Keith Thurman's in the era where he's not going to be given too many, tune-up fights or warm-up fights, because the fans don't want to see that. The fans want to see you in meaningful fights. And Keith Thurman's a player in the welterweight division, so he's holding up a title. There's a lot of pressure from the sanctioning bodies and, the fans, the media that want to see you in a real fight. And this is obviously a real fight for Keith Thurman. However, I will say this on the other side is that you could fight a tune-up fight. Keith Thurman's tune-up fight is going to be a guy that's probably was a little bit better than Lopez. And we saw how Lopez almost knocked him out. When you're fighting these guys in Hungary that are looking to become world champion, can fight as well, because Lopez can fight and Jesse Vargas or anyone of that level can fight. And if you're not on your A game, they can easily upset you. And this is why I think Keith Thurman's also taking the risk, because he's thinking that in my last fight I didn't look too good. If I step in there with someone like Ugas or someone like that, I could easily get beat. And then all these big fights are over. So why not step into a fight with Pacquiao? Let's see what I've got left. Let's see if I can still compete at this level, right? And if I win, then I go on to bigger and better things. If I lose, then maybe I've got to consider my future, or I've got to go down the pecking order and work my way back up. Depends on what his motivation is, because I'm pretty sure Thurman is going to make a shed load of money for this fight. And I don't know whether Keith Thurman is going to have the motivation if he loses. He probably will, because he's young. It depends on how he loses, of course, if he loses. But I don't think personally Keith Thurman's ready for this step up. I don't at this current time, because I think in his last fight he looked terrible. And I just don't think that I think he's rusty. I think, a lot of people, a lot of media, a lot of people in the boxing world also fear for Keith Thurman in this fight. If you're a Pacquiao fan, I think Pacquiao's getting him at the right time. Pacquiao's obviously older, and Pacquiao wants to continue his career, and he needs to win. It's a must-win fight for both, because Keith Thurman can't afford a loss, because that would put him down the pecking order, if not, completely knock him out. Will he have the motivation, determination to come back? Pacquiao, at the age of 40, if he takes a loss, you could probably spell the end of his career. So, again, it's a catch-22 for both guys. They have to win for their career. So, it's a great fight. And that's why when it's a fight like that, when there's careers depending on it, you usually get the best of fights, because both guys know that they have to go in there and win. And I believe both guys are going to give their best. It's just that I fear for Thurman. I think this fight may have come a bit too early for him. And I think Pacquiao may take advantage of that. Pacquiao's a lot better than Josecito Lopez. So if that Thurman shows up, then you're going to get, in my opinion, an easy win for Pacquiao. But if the Thurman that fought Danny Garcia turns up, then we've got a real fight, and a fight that, Thurman could probably edge. But yeah, I think it's too early for Thurman, and Thurman's taking a risk. But in today's current climate, guys, fighters have no choice. They have to take these moves. But what do you guys make of it? Do you think Keith Thurman is coming back too quick and he needed another fight before a Pacquiao fight? Leave your thoughts, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.